will be having so much fun. I will tear your unhaps apart.
Greetings viewers, Sam from Sardonyx Halloween here, and today I'm recording a video on the Spirit Halloween lineup. I haven't really covered it yet, and it's been like a few days since it came out as a recording. Not to say I'm disappointed with it, that's not why I haven't made a video, it's just that I didn't want to be honest. However, I'm going to because I need to, because I do have a lot of things to say about it that I'd like to say. But just to give a gander at how this video is going to be, it's not going to be too long. I'm just going to kind of give some quick thoughts on several props, all the ones I can actually remember that came out. But yeah, let's get into it. First off, we have the first prop that got leaked. My personal favorite of the lineup, Monty. Monty here is a cymbal monkey. He's huge. I really like the puppet head props a lot, as people know, and he's one of those. And not only that, but he's huge. He looks very scary. The way he moves is very unsettling, even though people find him being slow to be kind of annoying. I think it's pretty unsettling. The audio especially is incredibly unsettling on this guy. And overall, just mixes together to make this really good prop. He's kind of circusy, thankfully, so I can put him into my theme. And usually I don't like things that aren't circusy, so thankfully Monty here has that kind of circus vibe. And yeah, basically my favorite of the year. I love him a lot. Should be expecting him to see him on the channel sometime around Flagship or afterwards. Next up is my probably second favorite of the year. He used to not be, but he is now. Nozzles the Clown. This guy is really good in my opinion. However, as most people know, the price hurts him a shit ton. He's $350. We have things like Mr. Salty that are, in my opinion, much more worth $350, and Mr. Salty isn't even worth $350. So that's saying a lot. However, Nozzles here, he turns from side to side, he moves his arms, he sprays fog. It's really cool. He kind of reminds me of Wacky Mole because he doesn't have mouth movement, which is kind of my gripe with him at first. In fact, before I liked him, not really, didn't like him at all actually. But now I like him a lot because his color scheme is great, his lines are great. I haven't heard all of them, but I've read all of them and they're really good. His face looks great, even if it doesn't have mouth movement, and overall he's just really cool, especially with the gimmick with the Nozzles hands. I really like him a lot, and he's my second favorite of the year. Moving on, just going to cover the rest of the clown props. Lucky Bottoms is probably my third favorite currently. He's a little guy, missing his legs, he kind of just twirls around, laughs a bit. The usual, he's very springy, his jaw is very springy, his arms are very springy. But I really like this guy, he's very charming, he's really tiny, and his laugh is actually kind of terrifying, and he looks very unsettling, so honestly, I really like him. I didn't like him from the leak images, much like a few other props that I'll cover, but he actually is very good in my opinion, and I will say I love him a lot. Moving on to Mr. Punchy. This guy, as of now, is probably my least favorite clown right now of the lineup. I don't think there's many other clowns. Oh wait, yeah, never mind. He's probably my third to second least favorite clown. I liked him a lot from the images, but more once I got the video of him, his lines are kind of weird. They're not exactly good, and they kind of are jump scare kind of lines, and I don't understand why he just does this shit when he could jump out at you or something, even though that wouldn't really fit him all that much. It's just they could have given him different lines in my eyes. His voice is really good though, his voice is amazing. The EL wires on his face are kind of like derpy looking. I didn't really like them at all once I found out he had them. They looked kind of cool in the 1031 teaser video, but other than that, not really. I really like his looks, and the inflatable gimmick is kind of cool, although it might be faulty. But overall, I really like Mr. Punchy. Just because he's my third favorite clown doesn't mean I don't like him. He's probably like B tier, if I had to say. Moving on, I'm just going to name off a few props in quick succession, because they're not clowns and I care fucking less about them. But let's just name off some shit. Possessed Pumpkin, I think he's cool. Lines could be a bit better. Actually, not the lines, but the voice could be a bit better. Crouchy Reskin, he's big. Face mold is really great. Betty Sharp, worst prop of the year. Little Skelly Bones, kind of silly. He's not really anything too special. I appreciate that Spirit is doing flashbacks that are not the same prop, but they're still flashbacks technically. That's a cool concept. Young Crouchy. Regan from The Exorcist, probably my, like, it's probably my, like, favorite rendition of her so far. I'm not an Exorcist fan at all. I think the movie's fucking stupid, but she's pretty cool. I appreciate they gave her a different voice, actually, even though a lot of people are complaining. I actually kind of like it more than the actual Regan voice in The Exorcist. So, overall, pretty cool. I like the projection. The Widow, very cool. I like the neck snapping. It's very unique. She's very creepy. Kind of reminds me of Demonic Dahlia. Looks to be a filler, I think. Tombstone Terror. Don't know why the fuck this thing exists. It looks like a PAC prop that could be shoved in fucking Big Lots or something. Walmart even. It shouldn't have been at Spirit Halloween. A lot of these props are very standard for Spirit Halloween. I think they're good and represent Spirit as a store very well. But things like Tombstone Terror and Betty Sharp, I don't know why they're at Spirit. They're very cheap and not very good at all. Moving on, Lord Raven, very, very good prop, I must say. People say he looks like a PAC prop, but to me that's kind of charming, because I really do like the way that PAC does, like, the bone, like, skeleton kind of animal shit. I think it looks pretty cool. My boyfriend Ethan, who's appeared on the channel, this is probably his favorite of the lineup, and so I've heard quite a lot about him, but I do like him a lot, and I wouldn't buy him, but he's definitely one if I didn't like just fucking like clowns, I'd probably buy him. Moving on, the Straw Man. This one's a servo prop, and I think this one's really good. I remember seeing the images of him and thought, wow, that is a kick-ass looking prop. But the only gripe I have with him, like the teensy tiny little gripe, is that the torso movement where he kind of like tilts, it looks kind of awkward, especially since his arms are like this. But I think it looks cool. Especially in the face area. It's just a really cool scarecrow. Kind of reminds me of Night Stalker, sort of, kind of. And, yeah. Apologies, I had to cut off my recording and start a new one, because I forgot 3 props that I just could not for the life of me remember. Bog Zombie was one of those, and that's kind of weird, because I actually kind of like Bog Zombie. I place him kind of in upper A, so it's not really a kind of like, but I think he's really good. I really like the bones sticking out of the leg. I think his face is really nice. The arm movement's kind of janky. It doesn't really work on some of the videos I've seen. Probably one of the most solid zombie props I've seen in a long time. And probably one of the only zombie props I happen to enjoy. But aside from that, we have Bag of Bones. Why does this exist? It's just Goblin Thief for the same price, but without the fucking Goblin Thief. Just go to Home Depot, buy Goblin Thief, and you have a 10 times better animatronic. Aside from that, Deadly Creeper. Giant spider that moves its mandibles. $200. Would you like to spend $200 on this, everyone? Leave a comment below saying if you would like to spend $200 on Deadly Creeper from Spirit Halloween. I love to see it. Anyways, that's all I have to say about the lineup. Sorry it was kind of rapid fire, but I really don't want this video to be fucking like 20 minutes long or some bullshit. However, overall thoughts on the lineup, I think it's fantastic, actually. A lot of people really dislike it, but I actually like most of the props that I saw here, and I think as a person who likes clown props, pretty much every clown they released this year, even Young Crouchy, is pretty good. You have some excellent clowns like Nozzles and Lucky Bottoms, and then you have some not so great clowns, but are still decent, like Young Crouchy. So overall, this lineup is good for me because the clowns are good, and it's also good in general, even as someone who doesn't collect other stuff. I think most, if not all, these props are decent, aside from like 3, which are Tombstone Terror, Little Skelly Bones, and Betty Sharp. Those are the only 3 I truly hate. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I can't believe I'm saying this because I never really say this on videos, but subscribe maybe. There's not been a lot of subscribing I've seen recently, and I'm trying to pick up the content, as you guys can tell. I think I'm uploading on a semi-regular schedule now. However, I want to get to 500 because that's halfway to 1,000, and I think that's a wonderful milestone. So if you all could help me out, that would be fantastic. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Sardonyx, signing out.